Mr. Italians, I have not yet finished
Ano
my...
ba tapos? Sorry. So I'll be going back to you.
Hindi nga nila nasasagot yung tanong ko eh.
Sige, I'll be going back to you. So, talaga nagkaroon naman talaga ng COVID. At according to Dr. Salvania, it was like ang excess deaths natin during the time was 0, but yung mga namatay sa atin is almost 11,000 for COVID. So, is it mandatory on our part to follow the protocol of WHO?
Mr. Chairman, this is a question from me. We do not follow blindly the WHO. As a matter of fact, the underpinning of our vaccination implementation consists of the experts, unassailable experts, the vaccine expert panel, some of them are here, the technical advisory group of experts, one of the members, or 2 or 3 are here right now, the interim National Immunization Technical Advisory Group, the Health Technology Assessment Council, andyan po lahat yan, yung Vaccine Expert Panel. So, hindi naman pwedeng sabihin na pagka sinabi ng WHO, amin na lang lulunukin at susundin. Hindi naman po tama yun. Yan po ay pumapasok sa isang masusing proseso na inaalam po itong mga rekomendasyon na to ay angkop na to, no, sa ating local setting, sa ating kultura, sa ating idiosyncrasies as a people. So all of these multi-faceted dimensions, no, are taken into consideration. So yun lang po.
You know what, Secretary, former Secretary Duque, that's the reason why I asked this, because I came across with a amendments, no, that was adopted on May 2022. And these are amendments that was initiated by the WHO with regards to international health regulation. Those amendments, are you aware of this? Are you aware of this?
Vaguely, I don't know the specifics, Mr. Chairman,
Because,
but maybe the DOH, because I've been out for 18 months.
And that's the reason why I asked the World Health Organization to be present on today's hearing. But unfortunately, twice na tayong hindi dumadating yung World Health Organization. Kasi specifically doon sa Article 1, ang nakalagay doon sa International Health Regulation, lahat ng Article 1 specifically nakalagay doon, non-binding. Pero doon sa kanila tinatawag na amendment, 307 amendments, sa Article 1, inilalagay na nila sa proposal nila, which was adopted, is already binding. So, meron silang ginawang 307 amendments. And when I read this, no, medyo na-shock lang ako ng konti. And that's the reason why I wanted to find out sa DOH and sa WHO na representative natin kung allow itong mga amendments na to. One, yung from non-binding status ng WHO, which is advisory and recommendatory, kung binded na tayo, what will be the repercussion sa atin kung binded na tayo? Amendment 1 yun, Amendment Article 1. So, sa Article 2 naman, amendment nila, which I read this yesterday, yung all risk factor na inamend nila, so lahat na ng klase ng risk, like potential pa lamang siya na pandemic, they will declare it as risk. These are amendments that we have to look into. And ang problem dito, sa International Health Regulation that was adopted noong 2022, noong May, in accordance with the WHO Constitution, yung period of amendment, no, hanggang November 30, 2023 na lang. Ngayon. So meaning, tapos na po yung period of amendments. If we will not be objecting or we don't have reservation on this, on May 2024, they will be ratifying all these 307 amendments. And one of the amendments that I was able to read as well, on Article 12, they have deleted also, and the part of the amendment that was adopted, ang magdi-decide na lang po ay ang Director General, which will determine all the protocols. Yung pong state party, like us, nakasama dapat sa magiging determination, tinanggal na po nila yung state party sa Article 12. At ito pang isang mabigat na amendment na ginawa nila. That's the reason why we wanted to find out, because we, as a mandated representative of the people, mawawala na tayo ng karapatan dito. Like for example, in this, kaya nga, nandito si Congressman Abante. Dito, dinilit din po nila. Ito, nasa Google. Hanapin po ninyo. Ang sinasabi nilang amendment that was adopted, tinanggal nila yung with full respect for the dignity, human rights, and fundamental freedom of persons. Inalis po nila yon. The implementation of these rules shall be based on the principle of equity, inclusivity, hindi na nila nilagay respect of the dignity, human rights, and fundamental freedoms of persons. Ito pa po, isa pa po. And that's why I wanted to ask you para maklarify po kami. Because we in this Congress have the right meron tayong karapatan malaman kung ano ang gagawin ng representative ng WHO dito sa mga amendments that will be ratified on 2024. Article 36. Magkakaroon na po tayo ng tinatawag na article, ano muna tayo? Article 23. Magkakaroon po tayo ng digital passenger locator forms. Ano ibig sabihin ng digital passenger locator forms? Documents containing information concerning travelers' destination should preferably produced in digital form. Documents meeting which requirements shall be recognized and accepted by all parties. Will be submitted lahat kung saan tayo pupunta under this amendment. And Article 35, okay, lahat ng ating medical records will be digitalized and will be submitted also at WHO. Global Digital Health Certification, test certificates, recovery certificates, prophylaxis certificates will also be submitted sa ating national ID system sa DICT through WHO. And this Article 42, recommendation will be converted into legal binding orders. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na po siya advisory, hindi na po siya recommendatory, kundi meron na po siyang legal authority dahil it will be binded to all of us. And this one, ito na po yung sovereignty. Article 43, Secretary. Yung emergency committee that will be created by the Director General na si, ano pangalan nun? Si Tedros, okay? Article 43 clearly states, in correlation to what he said, that the sovereignty of our nation will not be touched. Ito sinasabi nila sa emergency committee, the emergency committee would be given sovereign authority over all nations. The amendments that was proposed by the African nation and seek to give the emergency committee the authority to overrule decisions made by sovereign nations. Kaya, you need to explain this, Secretary. So, I think we need to clarify all of these things. Kasi kung ito pong amendment na to that will be expiring yung ating pong ating chance to have reservation and objection on these amendments sa November 23, 7 days from now, then we will be part of the ratification of these amendments on May 2024. At isa pa po, kanina ko lang po nakita to. It was, tinitingnan po sa article, isa pang amendment nila na medyo nagulat ako is this. Doon po sa communication, yung mga debate like this in correlation to any pandemic, ang sinabi nila, this new information ecosystem has generated, itong mga ganitong klase informasyon na pinag-uusapan natin, has generated a new health threat that accompanies epidemics and pandemics called, ang tawag po, infodemic. Infodemic is the overburdens of information, accurate or not, which makes it difficult for individuals to adopt behaviors that will protect their health and the health of their families and communities. The infodemic can directly impact health, hamper the implementation of public health countermeasures, and undermine trust and social cohesiveness. In other words, they will be creating an infodemic management in order na mawala na po yung mga disinformation and other adverse reaction on the measure that will be implemented by the WHO. So, ito po yung katanungan ko, Secretary Duque. Kindly answer this representation with regards to these amendments, 307 amendments that was adopted by the WHO. No? So, kung ito po ay totoo na hanggang November 30 na lang in relation to what I read at will be ratified on May 2024.
Mr. Chairman, I am deeply alarmed by the information that you have shared today. Unfortunately, I'm not privy to any of this since I've been out of the Department of Health since 1.5 years ago. Perhaps the best persons to address these questions to would be the current Secretary of Health and the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Having said that, I think WHO has a process that we have been aware for several decades. And it's a democratic process, so they do not trample upon the sovereignty or the rights of individual state parties.
And that's the reason why I will cut you short, Mr. Secretary, because I know that you're leaving before 12. That's the reason why I cut you already. So, with the indulgence of Congressman Acop, I just wanted to be clarified on this issue because hanggang November 30 na lang to, and we wanted as a legislator to find out the veracity of the report that was submitted to all of us. So, who is the best person to answer this? The USEC of DOH. USEC David, please answer this query.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Chair, you are right po. The International Health Regulation, which started in 2005 po, has been ratified by the Philippines and is legally binding. But now, the amendments...
No, I would like to correct you, ha? The 2005 International Health Regulation that was adopted is not legally binded because in accordance with Article 1, non-binding siya. And that is the reason why they're amending it last 2022 of May from non-binding, gagawin na po nilang binding. So yun ang question ko po. Alam niyo po ba itong amendment na gagawin na siyang binding?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So, the World Health Assembly is in the process of working with countries, and for the Philippines, we're represented by the Department of Health and by the Department of Foreign Affairs. But the provisions you mentioned, Mr. Chair, are still just proposals from countries and are still under discussion.
No, it's not a proposal. It was adopted noong May 2022. It was adopted, and the period of amendments in accordance with the Constitution of the WHO, I read it. In accordance with that, we have a period of amendments of 18 months. And the proposal amendments is shortening the period of amendments from 18 months to 10 months. Now, from May 2022 to November 30 of this year will be 18 months. So, ang period of amendments natin to object on this non-binding to binding is up to November 30, 7 days from now, without action from our representative, who I don't know who, na unelected, unaccountable, unknown, will be discussing this amendment and ratifying on May 2024. That's why we have to be clarified kasi very crucial po to. Eh kung dati nga, kanilang Article 1, non-binding we followed Eh ngayon, binded na legally. So, that's tayo. Di ba?
My question is,
Yes.
are you aware of this amendment, DOH? Are you aware of this?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we are aware. We will look at the specific provisions mentioned by
I can
Chair.
give, yung mga binanggit kong provision, those are the provisions that I read. Ang dami ko nang niresearch na article, and even the Constitution and the International Health Regulation website, nakita ko to. Nakita ko sa lahat ng mga amendments na to. So, ang tanong, what is our position?
So, Mr. Chair, the current provisions for the amendment of the International Health Regulation is now being discussed sequentially. The next meeting will be on December 3 po this year.
Naku, tapos na po tayo. November 30
December
will be the
3 po.
18th month. Will be the 18th month that the period of amendments is already expiring. Yes, Congressman Roman.
Mr. Chair, para focus tayo, maybe the DOH should tell us, first, are they aware that there is a deadline? Second, sino sa DOH at DFA, specific persons na po, papuntahin natin. Kasi sabi niyo na nga, 7 days, ang sagot, December. So someone is not doing his or her job
Yeah, correct.
So, aware ba kayo na may deadline? Binabasa niyo ba ito? Or are you aware of the deadline and who is in charge?
Yes,
The
Mr.
specific
Chair.
person.
We're
Sige,
not
Yusek,
aware
Yusek,
of the
please.
November 30
You are not
deadline.
aware?
Opo, we all know that there will be a meeting on December 3.
Please,
And the approval
please,
po of
Yusek.
is in May.
Yes, please read the Constitution of the WHO. Please read. Please read even the International Health Regulation, adopted rules and regulation nila. It is written there. 307 amendments have been given and approved and adopted noong 2022. I won't lie. I won't lie because these are being discussed all over the world. Itong International Health Regulation being proposed by the WHO. Okay lang sana kung non-binding because we are not binded. We can act as a sovereign nation. But Article 43 clearly states the amendment of this article was proposed by the African nation to seek and give the emergency committee the authority to overrule decision made by the sovereign nations. Yan ang punto natin dito. We will be under the rule. This is a
Mr. Chair? Mr.
what do you
Chair?
call this? Hindi ko alam.
Yes.
Martial law ba to?
Mr. Chair,
Wait, tayong lahat, we, the elected people that was given the mandate by the people, will have no say anymore. Sila na magdidesisyon. Mabigat to. And that's the reason why I insisted that we have a hearing right now precisely on this issue. Because 7 days from now, the period of amendments will be lapsing.
Mr. Chair?
Sige, Congressman
Mr.
Roman.
Chair, ito lang. Ang sagot sa atin, DOH is not aware of the deadline. Ngayon, based on what you had said, Mr. Chairman, aware na siya. So, kasi at least ask Yusek David, ano ang gagawin niyang next steps? Knowing that you've already said na may deadline.
Yeah.
Ano ang gagawin niyo? Baka sa December 2 pa mag-meeting. So, what will you do now? After this meeting?
Ako kasi, we have nothing against these amendments. The whole amendments, 307. So 307 amendments, I have read a lot of that. That were also good. But these amendments that I have said, lalo na yung fundamental rights for freedom, the dignity and the human rights were deleted, were amended. Ano plano doon? Bakit tinatanggal nila yun? According to Article 3.
So, Mr.
And
Chair,
Article 2, pinakamabigat. All risk. All risk. Pag sinabi nilang kasama yung risk na yan, okay, ayan na. Desisyon na nila. Legally binded tayo lahat. Sige, ma'am.
so Mr. Chair, we will work with your office and look at the documents and the deadline you specified.
Please,
And
ma'am,
we will make
I know,
counter provision
Ma'am,
po.
I know na ano po kayo. Okay, under duress. Kasi wala dito si Secretary. Wala dito si Secretary Herbosa.
Nasa Google to eh. So you could be able to look at the Google eh. Send naman lahat yan, public yan eh.
So, okay, ma'am, please,
Mr. Chair.
yung period of amendments will be expiring. Please po, pakisabi kay Secretary, no, na act on this and also have a meeting with the WHO representative natin. We don't know who he is. Hindi natin kilala siya, anong pangalan niya. But he is going to represent us, okay, by 2024, by May. Ma'am, sino ang WHO representative natin? Ito si Director, Director Rui Paulo de Jesus, who representative. Dalawang beses natin imbitahan, hindi lumarating. So please,
Mr. Chair,
remind him, Congressman Acop.
that's part of my questioning. As a matter of fact, there are two legal instruments to be taken up by WHO. One is the pandemic treaty and the significant amendments to the already existing international health regulations, which you have enumerated there. That is precisely the reason why I have asked for the invitation of the WHO representative, but unfortunately, wala naman po sila rito. Kaya hindi nila masasagot ngayon itong mga tanong natin insofar as these issues are concerned. Kaya tahimik lang ako doon. Kasi wala pa sila eh. And I don't think that we will get the right answers from our resource persons present this morning. Wala eh.
But
So-
I think that because this is a national importance, no, the DOH should know about this. Kasi this is something that will be binded to all of us. So I think it's just imperative, no, sa DOH family to know about this. Otherwise, you're neglecting your position, your responsibility. Hindi niyo alam. But hindi niyo alam itong napaka-importanting issue that need to be tackled in here. 7 days from now, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yusek ko. Si Yusek ko naman. Sige, si Yusek. What's the name? David.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So, we will inform the Secretary of this also. But for the information of the body po, there are still 3 more meetings for the IHR amendments to be discussed. And that's in December 7 to 8, February 5 to 9, and April 22 to 26.
Sige, salamat po. And I reminder again, 7 days na lang po yung ating Nakalagay dito, basahin nyo kasi gano'n kayo ng gano'n, paano bang sinasabi nyo hindi November 30? Nakalagay sa Constitution ng WHO sa kanang International Health Regulation. Kung wala yun, hindi namin nabasa, edi okay lang. Pero ang problem nandito, nasa website nila mismo ng International Health Regulation. Sige, go ahead. Continue tayo sa Congressman Acop. You can continue your queries, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kaya ako po tinatanong yung mga advocates kanina. Kasi, we all know for a fact that during the time, it was an emergency situation. At sa amin, na galing sa uniform service, a wrong decision is better than no decision at all, as far as we are concerned. Kaya yun ang tatanong ko. So, I'm saying this so that you would know where I'm coming from. Now, is there a representative of FDA here?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Do you have a report, or have you issued a report on the adverse event following immunization, AEFI?
FDA, please answer the query.
Adverse event following immunization.
And when was that made?
It was made recently lang po, mga September 2023 po.
And may I know the pertinent findings insofar as your report is concerned?
Can you repeat that po? Sorry po. The pertinent findings po are
FDA, please speak louder, no? FDA. Hindi ka namin masyado matinig yan. Please.
our pertinent findings po are as follows. The total number po of those